recording now. Okay, Pam.
I am Pam Faye Miller, Wichita, Kansas. I am an executive director.
Yay. Denise?
Hey.
Or Denise.
Bald. Oh, is there another one?
There's a D. See, how am I going to separate you guys? Okay, how about
let's let Denise go first.
We'll go D and G. So D.
Okay. I'm Denise Hanson. I live in Wichita, Kansas. I'm Integrated Regional Director.
Okay. Good. T-Buck.
Tanya Mundy Buckingham. I'm in Wichita, Kansas, and I'm an executive director.
Good. Joe.
Hi guys, I'm Joe Marsh from Wichita, manager.
Good. Now, Janice. I'm going to call you Bald.
Okay, that'll work, Baldy. I'm Janice Bald. Let's see, I'm thinking it's associate director.
Yep, associate director.
Okay. All right. And that's it, right?
And where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Papillion, which is right outside of Omaha, Nebraska.
Very good. So now you kind of know each other's faces and names if you didn't before, which is always fun. Okay, I want to do a couple things tonight. I'm just going to run through some like end of the month kind of things that you can do if you're shooting for a goal. You should all know how to do your tracking volume. And so if you've done that with your mentor, and if you haven't, ask your mentor how. Or maybe you've done it a long time ago and you've forgotten, then please ask your mentor and they'll run through that again with you, okay? So after you get your tracking volume done, then you're going to have an idea of where you're going to end the month at. So maybe if you are wanting to take one step at a time, that's okay. Maybe you're a manager and you would like to get to associate director, which is one step closer to making ED, right? Doesn't matter how fast or how slow. We just want you to, get your goals to where you want to be. So I think it's really a good idea if everybody just takes a deep breath and relax, okay? Don't go into that place of desperation, okay? Have fun. Just like it's the first in the beginning of the month, it's not any different, but you're feeling this angst because you want to get this goal done. But remember, it's your clients or the people you're talking to are going to feel that desperation if you have it. So let go of that and just have fun. That's the number one thing. And then let's pretend that March doesn't have 31 days. So let's pretend the 30th is the end of the month, okay? So you want to get everything done by the 30th so you can relax on the 31st and not have that pressure on the 31st, okay? So just pretend that March only has 30 days and the 30th is going to be Sunday, which is going to be the last day of the month, okay? That way you're not stressing out. Just have fun, be excited. So some ideas that I'm going to give you. If you've posted on Facebook, really, Facebook is great, right? So if you post a before and after picture on Facebook, maybe of yourself or maybe of one of the pictures from Dreamweavers that you can take, you can ask your friends and your family, even if they're not your clients, to help you out and share your photo. Because if they share your photo, it will take it to their world. And then they could even post, if you have a landing page, your landing page for you and say, check out my, my friend's, she's awesome. She has a great program. And you can do that and ask your friends and family. And that's something very easy and simple to do. All they'd have to do is click the share button. So that's an easy thing to do. Otherwise, when you're collecting yeses, think about, everybody made an everyone you know list. But there's people on that list that you're scared to call. For some reason, they're still on that list and you haven't dialed their number. So what's really the worst thing that's going to happen? If you pick up the phone and you dial their number and they answer, and what if they say, oh, hi, Candy. Yeah, no, I'm not really interested in your thing. It's just not my deal. Thanks anyway. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you're well. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. What else could happen but that? That would be the worst thing that could happen, right? And they're really not a very good friend because all you're doing is asking them for a favor to help you spread the word. But that's beside the point. Then you can put them in your other friend list. But I'm just saying, really, what's so scary about that? Right? That's not scary. That's no big deal. Okay, so really put, like, what's that saying where you, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, you know, or eat the frog first, if you've heard that. Like, do the scary thing first. So the scariest person on your list, call them first because the other people are going to be so much easier. So do the scariest thing first. If you're wanting to do something by the end of the month and that's something that's slowing you down, do that first because everything else will be easy. Yes? No?
Yes.
I agree. Yes? Okay. Good. Something else that people have done is offer what we call health. Well, it's really just cash on account, but to give it a more fun term, we call it health scholarships that we offer. And a health scholarship is really just that $25 cash on account, or if you would like to up it, you could do like a $50 health scholarship. And to create some urgency, you could do a post on Facebook and say you have 2 health scholarships you're giving away or 5 health scholarships you're giving away. I think I saw Tanya posted that, right? So you guys, are you all friends with Tanya?
Mm-hmm.
Tanya Buckingham? If you're not, be friends with her and check that out because I thought that was great, Tanya. Did you have a question? Or were you just waving?
Just waving.
Okay. Yeah. Have you had any bites on that yet?
One call.
One call.
Somebody called me on it. And
Okay.
a couple of likes.
Can you just share what you wrote with us right now? Do you remember off the top of your head?
It just, it was like 5 health scholarships and now until the March the 30th. And the first 5 people that contact me, you know, something like that.
And did you even give an amount or did you just say health scholarship?
Just health scholarship.
Okay.
And then that way they would contact me and then I would give them, you know, what it would be.
Okay. And what are you going to do with that?
Well, I was thinking I would do like the Dr. A's book. That one is $29.99,
Mm-hmm.
and add that to like if they get a kit, you know, with a $40 off kit or something like that.
Okay.
If they sign up, then I would pay for their books.
Gotcha. But they don't know that. They just know they're getting a health scholarship.
Right.
Right? I've seen
Yeah.
other people do it too where they say they're given $100 health scholarship. But what they're taking into account is the free food that you get too, which is what, $68 or something? Denise, how much is it? I'm sure you know that off the top of your head. You're muted. You look like you're in black and white. Are we watching the 50s or what? Why do you look black and white?
I don't know.
Doesn't she
All
look
we
like
can
she's
see-
like in the 1950s TV?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it?
All we can see is your face. Everything else behind you is black.
I like it that way.
I know. Yeah, it's like $67 or something like that for the food.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah,
So
and then
if you wanted to add the extra 30, whatever, then that would make it the $100 health scholarship. See what I'm saying? So you can word it however you want to. That just gives you another idea of how to get that out there. Any questions on that? Does that make sense? That idea? Health scholarships. And if you have questions after this that you didn't ask, that's silly because we all have the same questions. So ask us, but we can always talk about it later too. The other thing too is to send out the referral email, letting your clients know that you're giving referrals and you can up your referral. So you could up your referral to $50 for every person they send your way that signs up. Just until, I always want to put urgency on it though, so just until the end of the month. Okay? If you choose to do that, I would also follow up with phone calls and say, hey, Susie, just making sure you got my email today or yesterday, and that I'm offering the $50 for any of your friends or family that join me. So I was just going to make sure you saw that. Do you have anybody that's been talking about it that you think that might be interested, that we could get you $50? You know, because they want their $50, right? And that would help you out too. That would help you out too. So basically follow up. And any of your connections that you have maybe connected with, or like Kelly Grant put into about checking in ShapeUp. You know, who have you dropped in there that maybe needs taken out and that you can follow up with to see if they're what they're thinking or what questions they have, and let them know that you're going to have to take them out to do that. Or connections that you've connected with that maybe you haven't followed up with. Did they get that thank you email, and did they have any questions about it? You could follow up with those people and check in on them. Any questions about that? That's all crystal clear? Okay. Any other ideas out there that you guys want to share? That you have, that's worked for you or that you've seen done?
Sometimes you can do, like, if somebody's doing really good for the month, you can do an email to them and give them, say, hey, you know, you've done really well and stuff. And for you, I'm going to give you so much for each referral. And then like 25 for the first one, 35 for the second one, 45 for the third one, you know, whatever increments you want to do. And see if you can build up more and more and more from one person who's doing really, really, really well. That's an idea. But you could do that anytime. It doesn't have to be at the end of the month. Like when people hit a certain goal, or if just somebody's doing extremely well and you know they're Chatty Cathy or something, that'd be a great thing.
Mm-hmm. That would be great. Anything
If
else?
you have any clients that are doing really well, or even, you know, like ones that have hit transition or maintenance or something like that, if they're willing to share their story or let you post about them. I've done that before with a client before and after, and saying that they've done a great job, but that way I can say they're my client too.
Just brag about your own client on your wall.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not comfortable with you using their name, you could always use a first letter or something, or just their initials. That's good. That's good. Pictures do tend to get more views on Facebook. So if you're going to do a post, like just to brag about your client, for instance, you might want to try to find like Google image, like a celebratory picture, like with balloons or streamers or something like that to attach to that, because people will stop and view it instead of just scrolling through it. Because words, sometimes they just scroll right past. So pictures do get more views. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Any other ideas? Any questions? No? Okay. Good. Everybody took their deep breath. We're going to have fun. We're going to be excited. We're not going to be anxious. Feel desperation, right? We're all going to have fun. I do have one little thing that I would like Kelly Grant to talk about. And it's happened to a couple people lately, and I can tell you, but it's really fun to hear from a third party how this has also happened to them and how they got through it. And so, you know, when you have one of those months where your clients aren't talking to you and they postpone their order, then they might have canceled their order. And then somebody else fell off. Holy crap, all my clients are leaving. I suck at health coaching. This is not working out. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, we've all felt that, right? So Kelly had this happen to her, and I seriously thought I might have to medicate her. So I'm going to have her talk about that real quick and what happened to her and how she overcame that, if you can do that for us, Kelly Grant, please.
Okay, so this happened last summer in July, and I had a lot of personal stuff going on. I had surgery,
You're paused, honey.
and so I had just been given that news. And so I was already not in a good place, and, was struggling to keep on top of things, and I was doing it, but I really wasn't talking to people. I was sitting in my basement, and I was in a bad place. So, Christy was calling in very gently, giving me some of these ideas that we've talked about tonight and everything. And, I had clients, literally half of my clients quit last July. And I don't know if it was because I wasn't doing a great job of supporting them, that probably contributed to it, or if they just weren't ready. A lot of them weren't ready. But I remember checking my email every day, and I was like broke down every email that came in. Your clients canceled their B-Slim. Your clients canceled their B-Slim. Your clients canceled their B-Slim. And I would try to reach out to them. I try to call them. And I remember sitting in my office literally in tears, and decided to just take a deep breath and remember why I had started this. And part of that was because I eventually wanted to leave my job, and I wanted to have flexibility with my kids. And I just took little baby steps. And, first I sent a referral email, and then I, started picking up the phone, and I started talking to my clients and asking them about referrals and seeing how they were doing. And a lot of them knew I had surgery, and it wasn't that big of a deal that I hadn't talked to them more recently. And, I redrew my lines on paper, and I did my volume, and I ended up just talking to people at my doctor's appointments. And I really don't remember everything that happened, because I think I was a little drugged up at that time with, coming off of surgery and everything. But I do know that the universe realigned itself, and I just barely made $6,000 that month, maybe like $6,037. And, to me, I just decided that I didn't like how that felt. It was stressful. I didn't want to be there again. So I just decided that I was going to build way past it took me time 6,000. It took me time to keep 6,000, and it took me time to build past 6,000. But I did not think it was going to happen that month. So I had to take the deep breath and do some of these things that Christy's mentioned on the call. And I've practiced those pretty religiously ever since then.
Good, thank you, Kelly. It's kind of cut out a little bit, but I hope you guys could hear most of that. So I just want you to know that it happens to all of us, and it's not a reflection on you for the most part. When you have people, when you know you're a good health coach and you're calling your clients and you're taking care of them, it's not the right fit for everyone, or maybe they're just not ready right now. But they're still going to be your client. So even if they cancel their B-Slim, you don't know how many people I've had come back. Okay, they've canceled their B-Slim. They hated it. It wasn't going to work for them. But I kept them in my client support, kept them in Shape Up, and they come back sometimes. But it also could be a doorway to someone else. And it could just be, there are people out there that need you and that want you and that are ready. So don't let the ones that aren't keep you from finding the ones that are. Okay, don't let that negativity pull you down. The only thing that's going to keep you is going forward, moving forward, and action. You got to get back in action, or that's going to just drag you down if you just sit there and worry about everything that you can't control. You can't control that if they're going to quit. All you can control is who you're going to talk to next. Who else needs me then? They don't need me? Great. I got more time. I can go. Who am I going to help now? Okay. Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
You all felt that way at some point, probably?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to share to Christy, and she has shared it publicly on other calls, and we've talked about it. One of the people that left me last July came back to me in January and is now part of our coaching team. So, and I let her go with love and let her know that I would be here for her. And she came back when she was ready, and now she's really ready. So, it's a lot easier to coach people that are ready, and it has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm. Good point. That's best case scenario right there. But dude, just let them go with love. Still care about them. Still tell them that you're there to help them, whatever they need, because they're struggling with something inside of them. So it's nothing to do with you. Okay, they just need a little love, and they'll remember that you reached out and that you still cared. And so it's not about you, it's about them. It really is. Okay. Any questions?
I was going to add, about the time somebody leaves and you're getting all flustered and upset, somebody else comes along. And, that's pretty awesome too. So
True. Good point. It's hard to imagine, though, when it hasn't happened to you yet, when all you have is people leaving. But just know that people are coming, too. You just got to stick with it. Stick with it.
It's a cycle that always happens. It just happens. It's a cycle. You get a bunch, sometimes you lose a bunch. And it's just kind of a cycle that goes. So just know that that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's normal with every position about everything. You ever notice, like when you work at a regular job, a lot of hires, a lot of quits. A lot of hires, a lot of quits. It's with everything in life. So just know it's a normal cycle.
Good.
And the biggest way to refill those positions is to just talk to people. I mean, like, if you aren't talking to people to replace those that are leaving, then yeah, you're not going to probably reach your goal. So, that is what you have to start doing. And it took a little bit for that to
You
click for
sound
me.
like a robot.
Sometimes I started seeing the cycle happen, and so do you.
I do, really? Okay, buddy. Well, let it light up. Instead of dragging you down and crushing you, man, let it light a fire under you.
Mm-hmm.
And, let it be a good thing. Take a bad thing and make it a good thing. All right. Well, too bad for them. They're going to quit on me. I'll go find some more.
I have a dumb question.
Okay.
How do you keep from stressing out at the end of the month when you're so close to that goal? It's like the past 2 months I've been like that.
It happens. It happens all the time. But you don't let it stress you out, because if it stresses you out, everybody you talk to is going to know you're stressed out, right? So let go of that. So what if you don't make your goal?
Oh, it's a big deal.
I know you're competitive, and I'll work with you. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't mean it's not the end of the world. And if you have fun, you're going to attract people. If you are stressed and worried and anxious, nobody wants part of that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
when that happened to me early on, my husband Bill used to say, Pam, it's not about the money. You never did this because it was about the money. And I said, you know what? You're right. It'll all be fine. And it was. So it's hard to get that mindset, but it's nice to have that reinforcement living with you that will remind you of that. And it isn't about the money. It's about helping folks. So.
Mhm. Very true. Okay. Well, here we go. If you need more, if you didn't hear everything, I did record this, but if you need more, get with your mentor. That's what we're here for. We'll work with you. You want to be in the saddle and you want to do something big, let's go. If you don't, that's okay too. But if you're riding, I'm riding.
Thanks, Christy.
Okay. See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.